Hi guys, welcome everyone to today's live session. And yesterday's session we talked about the emotion shame, and we are going to take forward yesterday's conversation only today, and we are going to talk about guilt, another emotion which is very much overlapping in nature with shame and very much interlinked. So it's kind of going to be a continuation of yesterday's session only. So in case any of you have not seen, could not attend yesterday or have not seen it, then it will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. It will be uploaded here on Instagram. So please watch it. And great, let's start. Thank you so much, all of you who have joined me today. Welcome, guys. So, as today's session is about understanding guilt and how to overcome it. So, what is guilt? Guilt is basically a feeling of doing something wrong compared to the moral standard, the standards that you have for yourself, the standards that you have learned something in your life, that's how you should behave, adapting it from your family, your environment as a child, from your childhood, or from the culture or from the religion, anything where you have a belief that you're supposed to behave in a certain way. And if you do behave in a certain way which you do not perceive as right, or if you do not behave in a certain way which you perceive as right, then these can cause complicated emotions, leading us to you feeling responsible, as if you have done something wrong, something that is not approved of by other people, something that is not accepted, it's unacceptable, or you start projecting that I am going to make such kind of wrong mistake in the future, and there is this kind of a projection happening. So all of those feelings, when they arise, they make us feel guilty, as if we have done something wrong. A common distinction between the emotion shame and the emotion guilt is how they feel different. Shame is basically about being bad, as if you are bad and you're so powerless that now there's nothing that you can do something about something. However, when it comes to guilt, it is about you should have done something about something, but you didn't or you couldn't. Right? So there's a lot of should and should not that is involved in the guilt. So it is 5% kind of different from how shame feels in the body, because you still feel that there's something which is there in your control to do about, take responsibility about, and you beat yourself up by saying that, oh, I should have behaved this way, or oh, I shouldn't have done that, like that, right? So all of these things, when they come on the surface, they point towards guilt. Right. So now, when we have complex guilt, a lot of accumulated guilt, and a lot of deposit of guilt, that I make mistakes, I don't do things right, I am not capable enough, I couldn't take enough responsibility, so on and so forth. And if that is collected too much in the body, it in most of the cases, it is also leading to shame. So both of these emotions are highly interconnected and intertwined with each other in most of the cases. The common distinction, as I said, is being wrong and doing wrong. And also, if you have both of these emotions coming up together, then maybe you also swing like a pendulum, where you completely avoid taking responsibility, or you completely become over responsible, and you start beating yourself up that, oh my god, how could I do this, or how I could not do this, according to whatever kind of the same childhood environment you were raised, religion, culture, standards of your parents, whatever, so on and so forth. Yesterday we also spoke about socialization, that how when we are born like a clean slate. So we are not born with beliefs, and we are not born with a list of things that, oh, this is how you are and this is how you should behave and this is how you should not behave. There's no such manual that is sent to us when we are born here. That manual is given to us as we go through the training through the human life, right? And whatever things that we have learned, we adapt those things. However, when we are made overly responsible and overly obligated. So yesterday also I used the word obligation, and today also I'm using it. So when we feel that we are overly obligated, overly responsible for things that we cannot control, which are actually not in control of us. For an example, how your body looks, right? Or whether let's suppose you have a weight of 100 pounds and you need want to go to 90 pounds, right? And you start, somebody comes and tells you that, oh, you've still not lost those 10 pounds, and you start feeling guilty about that. Oh shit, I have exercised for a day, then how come I have still not lost this much weight? So keeping yourself to those kinds of unrealistic standards relating to things which are not cannot be controlled, facts of life, other people's reactions, whether they are happy, they are sad, how they are feeling, how their life is, feeling overly responsible for what they go through in their lives, or feeling responsible for external situations which were just about which you could not do anything about, right? And when you start ruminating over all of these things, when you continue, so basically guilt is a feeling, of course shame also included. These emotions keep you in the past, in the space of regret, in the space of non-forgiveness, where you're not able to let go of the past, where you keep ruminating over the past over and over and over again, and also projecting it, catastrophizing it, being really, really fearful that the same thing will repeat over a period of time again, right? So that's the unhealthy form of guilt. That's the maladaptive form of guilt. However, when you look at this emotion guilt, this was placed in us so that we could learn from our mistakes, so that we could understand what are the things which we need to improve in ourselves, what are the things which we can do something about, right? So a small part of guilt, the healthy part of guilt, is that it tells us what is it that we can do about a certain situation. And we take that action and we move forward in our life, right? So we make a mistake, we learn from it, we move forward. That's the classic, healthy cycle of guilt. And it's absolutely healthy to feel that kind of a guilt when you have actually made a mistake, when you have actually done something wrong, and when you have actually deviated from your own value. I'm saying own value. It's very okay to feel that guilt, because then you get to know about yourself, how it feels, and then you get a chance to do a course correction, and thus choose a different direction in your life. So these emotions, when they are seen and understood, and when they are placed in our lives in a healthy way, they play an important role in our evolution. We will not be able to evolve without these emotions, because we wouldn't know what actions to take, which directions to go and get into, right? But when we don't stop there, and we have a lot of guilt and obligation and a responsibility to do everything right in our lives, and just we have to make sure that there's nothing that goes wrong, then it's way beyond that, and we have entered into the circle of maladaptive and malevolent kind of guilt that we talk about, which is really not healthy in nature. Some of the signs of how you can recognize if you have guilt, playing out in your daily life is constant worry that you will make a mistake, you will do something wrong, worrying about things, trying to control everything in your life, trying to make sure that all the pieces of the puzzles are brought together, put perfectly, right? And everything is done nicely, and overly, over analyzing, like doing over in all of these things where your over planning is happening, over analyzing, over managing things is happening, so that you don't make a mistake. Because if you do, you will be feeling guilty about it, and then you will be ruminating it over and over and over and over again. However, because of this behavior and this no way for us to reach the kind of perfection that people who are living in this mode can achieve. Nobody can achieve that kind of perfection, because even if you do, let's say, there will be somebody on earth who will come and say that thing is not perfect in your whatever thing you have created, right? So there's literally no way for us to reach that level of perfection, right? And then we try to do something, and then we feel that we could have done better, we should have done this, we should have done that, and that cycle goes on and on and on. There is constant anxiety. Yesterday also we talked about, when we were talking about shame, we talked about, people feeling inadequate, people feeling not so valued, people feeling inappropriate, inability to gel with other people, feeling like an outsider, feeling like, they have to keep thinking about all of these things. A lot of overthinking that keeps coming into picture, that whether I'm doing this right, will the other person judge me if I do it wrong? What would happen if I do it wrong? Will I be called out? Will anybody know my secret that I don't do? I'm not well off in this particular thing. All of these kind of overthinking patterns, anxiety, worry, perfectionism. And because of the perfectionism, procrastination also comes into picture, that this stress of doing something becomes so high, right? So high that the only way for your body to cope up is by procrastinating. So you figure out all the different ways to procrastinate into situations, cope up through these situations, and slowly you're moving in your life playing small. Another thing that happens is crime. There are so many, emotions that are buried deep down, that when you're not able to be in control, when you're not able to do something right, the tears start flowing out of your eyes, and you just cannot, control all of these things. The same things can happen in relationships, in professional work, so on and so forth. Another thing that can happen, like I already mentioned, is rumination. Constant rumination. These things continue to occupy you. There's a preoccupation that keeps going on over and over again, that why this thing, why me, why this thing is happening, why I can't do this right. Constant, these thoughts keep your mind entirely clouded, and they do not allow you to be mindful and live any of the present moments. So basically, you're always living in the past or living in the future. Rather than figuring out solutions, moving forward in your life, enjoying your life, doing the best of what you can, and then, moving forward and learning from your mistake, instead of choosing all of these healthy ways of spending your time and energy, all your time and energy goes into what? Rumination, projection, preoccupation. A lot of it also comes with regret, that you continue to regret about things which have happened in the past, that, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, why I could not do this, like that. Things which are already gone, and literally there's nothing that you can do about them. If they have a certain kind of consequence which can come in the future, you can handle those consequences, but your focus is not on handling those consequences. Your focus is on mitigation. Your focus is on somehow making it foolproof that the consequences do not come at all. Because you're not ready to face those consequences. You don't want to see those consequences. Right. So this is like a constant state of pendulum where you keep going from left to right, keep beating yourself up and keep avoiding to take responsibility, and then overly taking responsibility and then not taking responsibility, continuously feeling anxious about I'll do this wrong or I'll do that wrong. When this is there in high quantities in your life, and if you feel that you are overthinking too much and all of these things are happening too much, any of these signs and symptoms that I talked about, then it's a sign that your guilt is highly interlinked to shame. So that's that. And now, as we already have spoken about these two emotions, shame and guilt, so we will directly go into the topic of how we can overcome this feeling of guilt. So first of all, it's important when we go deeper into understanding any of these emotions, it's important that we acknowledge that these things are happening, coming to a proper acknowledgement that these things are happening. And then the second very important step after acknowledging is a step to make a choice, is a step to make a decision by analyzing how your current life is going on. There certainly is a benefit of these even maladaptive, dense emotions, because they are just your defense mechanisms. If you've missed yesterday's session, please watch it later on, as we spoke about defense mechanism and that in depth. But these are just coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms, and you have one benefit of those any of these defense mechanisms to serve you making you play small, not to face the consequences, not to take responsibility, not to deal with things and all that. But we really, really need to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves the question, what is this thing costing me? How is this costing my life, my happiness, my relationships, my time, my energy, my moments which actually could be happy moments, right? And coming to a point of making a choice that this can be changed, and you are willing to do something about this thing, to let go of all of these accumulated emotions, because when you came here on earth, you did not come up with a template. You have just adapted all of these templates. So if you can adapt these templates, that also means that you can let go of these templates, right? So first acknowledging, second, making a choice, making a decision that I am willing to let go of this template. Then going further, deeper into understanding the emotion. How did this emotion develop? How did these standards come into place in the first place? What are these templates made up of? What are they created of? Like, what are the things that you heard as a child? What are the things that you experienced? What are the things that happened with you? Along with that, how do you feel in your body? What are the things that you react to? What are the things that you constantly keep overthinking about? What are the things that you're constantly overthinking, feeling anxious about? What are the things that you keep ruminating about? Bringing attention to your thoughts. Are you constantly living in past or in the future? If you're constantly living in the past and in the future, what are those thoughts made up of? In what ways are you currently criticizing yourself, blaming yourself, beating yourself up? What are the things that you don't want to take responsibility for? What are the things that you're afraid to do? In the present scenario, the third step is to actually become aware of all of these things about yourself. As you say, know thyself. This is the first step. This is the first foundational, basic level step to start living a good, conscious, happy life. Right? We first need to become aware of these things. Then, once you've become aware of these things, go further deeper. And as I was saying that you have explored the leaves and branches and stem of the plant, go deeper to the roots. And keep going deeper and understanding the root causes. What are the beliefs that are there? What are the limiting patterns that you have developed over a period of time? How do you think about yourself? How do you perceive yourself? The way you perceive yourself is how the world perceives you. What is your perception of you? Where is it coming from? Who gave you that? Right? So consider all of these things, explore the root causes, and then in the next step, later on, go towards healing. Healing your mind, healing your energy, healing all of these blocks that you have accumulated over a period of time. You can start with, transforming your beliefs from moving to the negative beliefs that you have about yourself and life and people and in general. How you can take them to the side where you can have positive beliefs about yourself, life, people, and things in general. How you can do that. How you can bring changes in your lifestyle. How you can pick better options. How, when you avoid taking responsibility, you actually go forward and take responsibility. You actually go forward and show that you are resilient enough, right? Show that you don't give up so easily. Show that you're not avoiding things, escaping from things anymore, right? So from your actions, choose better action. So from the level of mind, at the level of beliefs, at the level of action, all of these things need to slowly transform. These kind of chronic or complex kind of accumulated emotions also impact your body. So yesterday, like I mentioned, some kind of work that can balance both of the masculine and feminine side of you. You can look at yoga, you can look at somatic work. These can be taken as an add-on, right? So they are good add-ons. Lifestyle choices, you can make better choices for yourself. If you're not able to make better choices for yourself, again, come back and ask yourself questions that what is it that is keeping me away from living a good life? Why am I sabotaging my own life? What leads me to this place where all I feel is to sabotage myself? Why punishing myself is so important for me? And is punishing myself the only way for me to do things properly? Another important thing is go deeper. And when you transform your self-talk, when you transform your relationship with yourself, make sure that you create a forgiving, loving relationship with yourself. And you develop more acceptance towards yourself, and you develop a healthier relationship to making mistakes, healthier relationships to failures. People who are successful in life are not successful because they just got lucky. They're successful because they were not afraid to fail. They failed more times than people who are not successful. So they were more comfortable with making mistakes. So see that you develop a better relationship, a healthy relationship with making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That does not mean that you can continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and then next time you may make a new one. And that's absolutely fine, right? We all make mistakes. Even people who are high achievers, they make a lot of mistakes. The only difference is that they learn from it very quickly, right? So asking yourself these questions, going deeper and developing a better relationship with yourself, developing self-love, self-forgiveness, all of these things can help you get over your guilt and Because shame and guilt and all of these emotions, in fact, when they are complex and they are accumulated in nature, they may stop you from taking help from any kind of a professional. But just know that the professional has the expertise and experience to deal with all of these things. So rather than doing DIY, it's always a better choice to take help, because it's your life, it's your time, it's your energy, it's your precious life which is at stake, which is at cost. So the kind of time, effort, energy and money that you're going to spend with the professional is really less compared to the cost that you're going to pay in the long run. So while you can continue to apply whatever things that I've shared with all of you guys, but still in the long run, to deal with these issues from the root level, it cannot be done without professional help. That's as simple as that, right? So take help, not just from us, anyone that you can trust, take help from them, but make sure that you take help from those people who know their work, who know what they're doing, and start practicing mindfulness. Continue to be mindful of your behavior, continue to observe yourself and see how you live your life, right? So being in that mindful state also plays a very important role, so that you can catch yourself when you do all of these things, right? So that is what you can do, some of the things to overcome guilt. And all of these things that I have mentioned, I wouldn't say that, like this, your guilt and shame, all of these things are going to get resolved. But with the right kind of help, it can be resolved within a specified period of time. With anything that you try DIY, it can take long. We don't know how long. Another thing is that a lot of people feel that, for mental health issues or for emotional health issues, if they take help from people, then there's something wrong with them. Unko itna bhi nahi aata. You don't know this much also, right? That you cannot look after your mind and your health. Please, guys, if we can be open enough for our physical health, and we are not ashamed to go to a doctor when we get a scratch, when we get an injury, it's the same way how mental and emotional things work, right? You're injured, so rather than trying to learn surgery and become a doctor, go to one and handle these things properly. Because let me share with you one more thing. When these things are not looked after over a period of time, they not just start causing your mental health go down, they also start getting converted into physical health issues. So imagine that years have passed by and you have tried 10, 20, 50, 100 different things on your own, but none of those things were planned properly, done in professional guidance. The accumulation that would have happened by then would be way more than what it is right now. So just see that this is like a compounding effect, kind of a multiplier effect that continues to happen over and over again. A lot of people go with this belief that time heals. Let me share with you, it does not. If you don't do anything, if you don't become courageous enough to look at your wounds and heal them, time does not do anything. In fact, it will only help you to continue to accumulate those things. Time heals is only applicable in situations where you're doing something about your injury, your illness, your issues, your challenges. So time heals applies only in that scenario, not in the scenario where I'm not gonna look at my wound and time is gonna heal it. No, doesn't work that way, right? So I'm sharing all this with all of you because my intention to create these videos is to bring mental health awareness into picture. into and talk more openly about all of these things. So please be open. Please talk to people. It's okay. All of these things are fine, right? The more we bring acceptance, society is made up of us. The more we bring acceptance to all of these things, the more changes we're going to see in the long run. So be open to talk about your mental health, emotional health, and it's absolutely fine. We have our support groups. If you wish to join any of them, please feel free. They're free of cost. You can share any of your challenges, join any one of them. So make sure to look at them. Check out our website, our blogs for the same. If you wish to go forward on your healing journey, we have a team of professionals, including me. You can always inquire to us. We'll be happy to take you on the journey. Or you can anytime speak to any of us one-on-one. So there are many different options which we have to help you overcome all of these things and start living a happy, healthy, harmonious life and create happy, healthy and harmonious relationships. Cool. So that was from my side today, and hoping to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.